Hey, babies are dumb.
Oh my god.
I just want to say this now. I think babies are actual idiots, alright?
They're just born. They don't know too much other than to eat, breathe, and sleep and poop.
Oh, and they should learn faster, if anything.
Well, what do you expect them to do?
I don't know. I feel like babies are dumb, alright? Like they just exist. Right? They're just little human meatbags that exist, and where they don't try to die as soon as they exist.
Sure.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what you expect. Do you expect them to have like knowledge of all the all the universe or something when they pop out, or what? Like, what's the idea?
I mean, I was hoping more of like a survival. Like if you just throw a baby in the forest, it can survive by itself, right?
Wait, you mean
it figures how to use tools?
Wait, you mean like a Sparta situation? Like you want to just toss kids out and have them survive for like for a time, and if they can survive the wild, they're ready to become a soldier.
Basically, all right.
But Tarzan had help. He had help. Someone was raising him.
Oh, not humans, that's for sure.
He was still being raised.
Right? I'm just saying, babies needs to be like Tarzan, is what I'm saying.
No, Tarzan's like, well, first of all, Tarzan's a fake story, alright? Second of all, like, even if that's the case, they're probably not going to be the best in terms of smarts, alright? Maybe in terms of survival, but like, they're not going to learn how to speak, like, you know, with other people and shit.
Look, you don't need babies to speak. You just need babies to survive, alright?
Okay, sure. But you know what? They survive with our help. You raise them, you help them live. That's the point. That's the point of having a kid. Well, sort of.
They should learn to do it by themselves, alright?
That's not how it works, Austin. Even other babies, like in the world, like baby elephants need to be raised.
Wait, so you say we should put a bunch of babies by themselves in the forest and see what happens?
That's not how it works, Austin. That's not how it works. They're not ready to just survive out in the wild like that. None of them
and then we get a society of Tarzan babies?
No, the best thing you can hope for is probably a Lord of the Flies situation, but with babies. Or Battle Royale, but with babies, okay?
But with babies?
A baby royale, as you would call it, alright?
Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, let's pitch this to Hollywood. Someone will love this, alright? Hold on. What was the company that made Baby Genius, alright?
Oh god, you know what? I'm about to look this up actually.
Who was the? Hey, it's on Hulu. That's good to know.
Okay.
What's the company? Let's see. The fuck's the company that did this? TriStar.
Produce.
Okay, Sony. All right, let's pitch this idea to Sony. All right.
Oh god, does Sony?
Hey, Sony, is TriStar still a thing?
TriStar? No, yeah, it should still be a thing. Yes.
What the fuck was the last time I saw a TriStar logo? Now that I think about it.
Oh my god, I think possibly Venom? Maybe? I don't remember it on Venom. I'm looking up.
Did Venom have the TriStar logo?
I'm only saying that because like it's one of their most recent Sony films, and
I'm looking at the list of TriStar picture films. Oh. Venom is not in on this.
Alright, so that's my bad. Oh no, yeah, because it's a Marvel thing, so.
What the fuck?
There was Evil Dead, the remake.
What was that? Elysium, I guess.
Also, apparently, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I think you have. They've said that they've done that. The logo was there for Baby Driver. It should be.
Did he? Oh, they did do Baby. Holy shit, that was a great movie. That's a good movie.
Oh my god, are they
if we ignore Kevin Spacey, Baby Driver was a great movie. One of my favorite movies of 2017. Once again, like I said, ignoring Kevin Spacey in it.
Real quick, apparently they're remaking Matilda.
Are they?
Yeah, there's Matilda the musical. That's gonna be
okay. That doesn't count. That's whatever.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like December 2nd, 2022, and it's gonna be on Netflix. It's co-produced if anything. UK distribution only. Time for VPNs. Anyway.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, so who the fuck gives a fuck about TriStar Pictures? Holy shit, I haven't heard, heard that name.
You decided to look it up for some reason because you mentioned Baby Genius, and it was a whole tangent, and now look what happened. Look what you've done, Austin.
Look, what was the tale? Oh, yeah, dumb babies, alright? Here's the problem with dumb babies, alright? They don't understand the Arthurian lore of Sir Gawain, alright? That's the problem. They need to understand the whole fucking 13th century medieval folklore, alright?
Oh my god, yeah, sure. That would wait, is this the whole reason why you want babies to grow up geniuses? To be geniuses right out the bat? Because you want them to fucking read to you Sir Gawain and the Green Knight? This is why?
Yeah, so that way they can explain to me the story and plot of this movie better than the actual plot and story of the Green Knight.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the segue. That's how we segue.
That's such a weird okay, sure. We'll accept it for now.
Boy, William, this movie is shot beautifully, right? I think this is probably, in terms of cinematography, probably my favorite movie of the year. In terms of cinematography.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. When I was watching, even though the plot is very fucking confusing as fuck, I literally felt that you could probably take a frame at any point in this movie and take a screenshot of any and frame it, right?
Yeah, you really could.
This movie is shot so fucking well. Holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, I will agree with you there. It's fantastically shot. The ambience is done really well. I mean, honestly, there's nothing to dislike about this movie, I think.
Yeah.
But
Jesus fuck, this plot was fucking weird as fuck.
Oh, was it weird to you? How? What? Well, I mean, okay. We'll get into that in a bit after I read the plot synopsis that is provided to us by the Wikipedia article for the film. So, here we go. Gawain sits alone in the great hall upon a throne in kingly regalia. A crown floats down from above as the narrator tells of his tale. As the crown alights, his head erupts in flames. Gawain awakes on Christmas morning in a brothel by his lover, Commoner Essel. He returns to Camelot and, following a scolding by his mother, Morgan Le Fay, attends a feast at the Round Table with his uncle King Arthur, who invites Gawain to his side. In a tower, Le Fay performs a magic ritual. The mysterious Green Knight barges into Arthur's court on horseback and challenges the court. Any knight able to land a blow on him will win his green axe. However, that knight must travel to the Green Chapel the following Christmas and receive an equal blow in return. Gawain takes up the challenge. Instead of fighting, the knight kneels and lowers his head, and Gawain, wielding Excalibur, decapitates him. The knight rises and lifts his severed head, reminds Gawain of the bargain, and rides off from the castle laughing. So, over the next year, Gawain's story is retold and his reputation grows. Yet he spends his days drinking and dreading his upcoming confrontation with the knight. When Christmas time approaches, the king reminds Gawain to uphold his end of the challenge. Gawain departs on horseback for the Green Chapel, taking the green axe and the green girdle made by his mother, who claims that no harm will come to him so long as he wears it. During his journey, Gawain meets a boy scavenging a battlefield littered with dead warriors. The boy directs Gawain to a stream that will lead him to the Green Chapel. Gawain gives him a coin in return. Shortly afterwards, the boy and two others ambush Gawain and steal the axe, girdle, and horse, leaving him tied up. Gawain severs his bonds with his sword and pursues them. By nightfall, Gawain arrives at an abandoned cottage and falls asleep in the bed. He is awakened by the ghost of a young woman named Winifred, who asks Gawain to retrieve her head from a nearby spring. When he returns with her skull, he sees her skeleton in the bed, to which he adds the skull. The next morning, the axe has been returned to him. Gawain encounters a fox and quickly befriends it. He reaches a castle inhabited by a lord who informs him that the Green Chapel is nearby, and Gawain accepts his invitation to stay. The lord's lady, who resembles Essel, makes seductive overtures towards Gawain. The Lord proposes they exchange what he obtains while hunting with whatever Gawain finds at the castle. The next morning, the lady presents Gawain with the green girdle, which she claims to have made herself. Gawain accedes to her advances in exchange for it and ejaculates on the girdle. The lady rebukes him and says that he is no knight. Gawain flees, but encounters the Lord and the horse, who reminds him of the game. The Lord kisses Gawain in return for his lady's actions, but Gawain does not give him the girdle. The Lord reveals that he has captured Gawain's fox, but releases it. Gawain reaches a stream where a boat is waiting. The fox impedes his way, imploring Gawain in a human voice to abandon the quest. Gawain refuses and takes the boat to the chapel where the knight is seated in hibernation. Gawain waits through the night, and the Green Knight awakens on Christmas morning. To complete the challenge, the knight swings the axe, but stops short twice as Gawain flinches. Before the third swing, Gawain flees and rushes back to Camelot. He is knighted and become kings when his uncle and aunt die. He never removes the green girdle. Essel bears his son, but Gawain abandons her, taking the child and marrying a noble woman instead. His son ages and dies in battle. Many years later, Gawain becomes a reviled king. With his castle under siege and his family abandoning him, he removes the green girdle. His head, as if decapitated, falls to the ground. Gawain wakes from his vision, still kneeling on the ground in the green chapel. Removing the girdle, he tells the knight he is ready. The knight praises Gawain for his bravery, drags his finger across Gawain's throat, and says, "Now, off with your head." A post-credit scene shows a young girl finding the king's crown and putting it on her head. And that's the end of the synopsis.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick, they forgot to mention the whole giantess thing in the what do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
In the synopsis, there's also the time where Gawain was tripping on magic shrooms. Like, he fucking tripped the shit out, man. He had a bad trip and it was not fun times for him. But yeah, I mean, that was mainly the interlude for that one. So, by and large, at least for me, I think it's a very interesting interpretation of, like, Gawain and the Green Knight. I don't know if you know how it originally went, Austin.
Alright, let's pretend I don't know about the Sir Gawain and let's not pretend that I am just right now scrolling through the Wikipedia article, reading up on the plots and stuff. Gee, what the God? Why the fuck is this page so fucking long? Oh, ignore it. Well, ignore that comment. Yeah, that's what? Nothing.
No, okay, sure. Yeah, okay.
Let's pretend I'm not doing all that. I'm just quickly just scrolling through random passage about the Green Knight, and I'm not just randomly in the sub-article of symbolism trying to make sense about the story. Okay. Alright? Okay, that's a pentagram. Alright, that's numbers.
So,
alright, that's Christian interpretation. Okay.
Oh, Jesus,
okay,
for the most part, it's kind of...
Opera. Okay, interesting.
Okay. Alright. You good? You good?
Oh, yes. Being a male in the Middle Ages, he discusses Sir Gawain and how normally masculinity is also... Yes. Yes.
Okay, you're good. Alright, cool.
Yeah. I know everything I need to know about Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Alright. I mean, if you ever want to, there is a translation that's been written by Tolkien back in the day.
Or I could just watch this movie again to understand.
Yeah, but it's sort of a different interpretation than how they took the story, because a lot of the story by Anonymous is it's more like Gawain is like, well, it's still kind of like, well, it's kind of more on chivalry and Christianity and shit, right? Where Gawain in the original story is kind of like he never falls into temptation, right? And as opposed to how Gawain is in the film. And you know, there's some story elements that are missing. A big one would be like the reveal that the Green Knight was in fact the Lord that Gawain does meet earlier, right? And that, you know, they're like, haha, this is just a friendly game. All right, off you go, Gawain. And then, you know, Gawain comes back victorious. Like, the thing is, and it ends with it doesn't end with like Gawain like just accepting his fate type of thing. They kind of have a duel, and then, you know, Gawain does end up getting slashed in the throat, but it's just like, you know, shallow and doesn't really do anything to him really. And it's just like, you know, then Green Knight is like, hey, I'm the Lord. And then Gawain's like, hey, and then the Lord's like, hey, and then they laugh off and just separate.
They're just like, hey.
Yeah, they're like, hey, and then they just separate and just like do whatever the fuck they're doing.
Okay.
That's kind of how it goes in the ending of the original one, but in here it's more like, it's a coming of age tale that done supremely well, honestly, because like a lot of it. A lot of the film, again, it's very good visual storytelling. I've seen this film 3 times in theaters, just to mention it right off the bat, just to show how much I fucking enjoyed this fucking movie. It's also kind of a thing where I just enjoy Arthurian legends in general.
Yeah.
But it does kind of bring about like the film balances its the film, like in general, we'll say the film balances its mysticism and like its realism very well, right? Because you'll get like moments where like, oh yeah, that seems normal, and then you get moments like, what the fuck, right? Because you see like,
right, yeah,
because you see the giantesses, right? Who huge as shit. Like he just happens upon these giantesses, like, oh, they're just walking in the valley. Hey, can you give me some directions? And then he treats it as normal. Before us, we're like, what the fuck? And then there's that moment where he trips on shrooms, which is kind of funny. There's also the whole God, it's like there's weirdness to this, right? But it makes it makes sense because it's just like a lot of people like they don't really look into it a lot, right? But we know Arthurian legends are very much legends. They get wild as fucking shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. You also have the Holy Grail. That's a mystical thing in itself. Like, again, there's the whole Christianity.
I heard of this Holy Grail and everything.
Right? Choose poorly and all that, right? Choose wisely.
Yeah.
So it's a very big thing, and it makes sense too because it's like a big thing in Arthurian legend is magic as well. So like they do show that like. I like how they show Morgan Le Fay's like ritual, how like the strangeness of it, and just like the weirdness of like what happens afterwards. So it's just like, yeah, this tracks very well, right? So it's a good balance of it. It doesn't stray into one camp too far one way or the other, really. So from there, I talked about that. Right, there is It is an interesting interpretation of it being a coming of age where they do show visually within like it's made clear within the beginning of the film, like you see like the film opens up like snow falling down right, then you see like a guy like sleeping like in I guess like a stable of sorts. I wouldn't know how to pronounce really say what that is. And then it'll cut to like credits and then cut back to the scene, and in the background you see a fire going on. So this being an A24 movie, I'm like, oh god, is this gonna be part horror? But it's not. It's not part horror. If anyone was wondering, it's a straight up fantasy.
Oh yeah. Hey, forgot to mention this is Spooktober. I forgot to mention this. Welcome to Spooktober.
Oh god, is this the
spookiest month of the year?
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, this is Spooktober. This is Spooktober, Halloween, yes. Halloween tour, whatever the fuck we call these. I don't know. We've been doing this for 4 years now with Spooky Wing, Spookytober, and we keep changing the title every year for this shit, alright?
Maybe at this point, it might as well be tradition that we change the title every single fucking year.
Oh yeah, that's a joke at this point because I already don't never know what we call fucking October.
We just accept it. We just accept it.
Yeah, just like how we accept the Green Knight.
Right. But yeah,
forgot to mention that. I knew I was forgetting something throughout this. There's like, but yeah, Spooky Ween. Ooga booga booga.
Nope. Yep. The burp came up. Anyway, so
okay, I'm done.
Edit that out. I don't know.
Go back to
But they do. Yeah, I know. Spooky Weed. So they do cuts and interchanges between the two, and it's like you see like someone like there's a fire going on, and then you'll see a guy who looks knightly, and he brings out his sword. He's like, all right, let's go and help them out, right? And you come in thinking maybe that's Gawain, right? Because he's the knight. But then you see him now. He's just fucking sleeping in a brothel, man. He's just fucking chilling out. He's just knocked out and shit. So. It's a subversion of like what you would expect from Gawain, because Gawain, we know, is a knight of the Round Table. He's a very famous knight too. He's a very prominent knight within the Round Table, right?
Yeah.
And but it quickly subverts what you would expect from Gawain, because he is the knight, but he is not the knight that we know yet, right? And so it's just basically about him kind of like learning to find his courage and to become the knight that he is meant to be, right? That he happens to become later on. A lot of that is just like, while within the original stories of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, he like Gawain in the original story, he does kind of lust after the Lord's wife, right? Because she's a beautiful woman and all that, but then it's like, no, but by my code I cannot, right? And here it's with Gawain, it's the complete opposite. Like when like the lady is just like trying to seduce him and stuff. By the end of it, he does fall into temptation. But it's kind of to represent both his shame and his cowardice in accepting the girdle from her, and then it's like, yeah, you're no knight. It says, and then he's ashamed and he runs off, right? So it's him, like he kind of falls into it, but then it's like, I fucked up so bad type of thing, right? But then it's him coming to terms with that too, because you get the whole he's brought down low. Like, the thing is, like, if I remember correctly, Sir Gawain in the Green Knight, in the original story, he's never really brought down low like that, I believe, if I recall correctly. It's been a while since I read the story. But like in here, in the beginning of the film, he's fucking robbed, like, from the get-go, right? And then he has to kind of just deal with everything else later on, and like all the challenges that is, but he doesn't get a lot of challenges. It's mainly he gets robbed. Then he gets, but he still has the, no, he doesn't have the axe. He has a sword with him, and then he runs by the, he runs by the spirit, which was kind of funny considering their interaction with Winifred, where he's like, oh well, what will you give me in terms? Like, what? No, a knight doesn't do that. What the fuck are you talking about? And he's kind of quickly learning. Oh yeah, I guess a knight would be like this. It's kind of him learning like what it means to be a knight, and like he's gonna experience some weird shit, like, and then he dives in, he does it freely, and then he does get rewarded for it. He's like, he has to learn that a knight does things without reward and that kind of thing, right? But then he continues on with his journey. He goes on. There's that weird interlude again, showing the strangeness of the world around them, despite how grounded in reality it would seem. And then there's the whole thing with the Lord and everything, and That grandmother is weird. That grandmother is so fucking weird. She's just like, she doesn't see, but she sees. I don't know what's with her. But yeah, then it's like not a lot. There's like, on paper, not a lot happens in the movie, but there is a lot happening visually for us, right? And then there's the whole thing with the girdle, and the girdle. He's just like, he kind of fears death, like as anybody would do, but a knight's supposed to like. He has to confront that, and he can't fear death because he has to face it every day, that kind of thing, right? And so that whole, again, my favorite bit of the movie is the whole vision thing, which makes you think, oh, did he actually just run away or whatnot? But you quickly find out, nah, that was just a vision or whatnot. But all that's just to kind of serve that, it serves into the coming of age tale of it. It's really good, is all I'm saying.
Right.
It's done very well visually. Again, my whole favorite bit is like when he supposedly runs off in shame, right, and becomes this reviled king by the end of it. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That whole sequence is flippin' glorious. All right, I fucking love the whole sequence. Very well. It's just not a lot of dialogue. It's just visual storytelling of how, like, if Gawain took that moment to run away, further on, that fear and that shame would follow him, and then you fall into it once. You're gonna keep falling into it again and again and again. And just like, it's gonna ruin your life entirely. And then he's like, he sees that and he's like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be who I wish to be, the knight that would make my uncle King Arthur proud, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
Very good visual storytelling. Very good cinematography. It's a really good movie. I don't know what else to say here. I don't know if you have anything to say, Austin, but.
All right. Right. Let's pretend I know nothing about Sir Gawain and the Green Knight legend,
okay.
and I did not just briefly read through the Wikipedia plot synopsis for it. Let's pretend that for a second, right? Like I'm some guy that never heard of Sir Gawain and the tale, all right? And that I did not come into some weird prerequisite idea of this movie evolving around Dave Patel playing a guy who fights a tree guy to the death. Well, as a action horror thriller movie, okay? Let's pretend that did not happen, and that when I was expecting for him to fight this tree guy at some point during the movie in an epic cinematic battle, okay? Well, let's pretend.
Well, technically, in the original story, he does do that, you know. So
yes, he does. For I, as we all know a lot about Sir Gawain, all right, and the legend and the poem. And such.
Yeah.
Right. But in this case, we're pretending that I don't know, and that I went into this movie with a completely different mindset in mind of how this movie was going on, and that I may or may not was visually and thematically confused by what the fuck was going on with all this weird shit, right? And the fact that there was no epic cinematic fight between a guy with a sword versus a giant tree creature. Alright? Let's pretend all that was happening, alright?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's pretend. So, what did you think of it?
I thought this movie was very good. It was very well shot. And the story may or may not have been confusing if you did not know the backstory of Sir Gawain, alright?
Oh my god. I mean, yeah. I mean, you enjoy it either way. It's a
I still like this movie when it was done. But the story was kind of fucking weird. Hey, did you know Merlin was in this movie?
No, yeah, I knew who Merlin was.
I did not fucking realize Merlin was in this fucking movie.
You didn't realize that was Merlin, really?
Nope.
Like the moment when he did that whole eye close, and then like the weird lighting, and the lighting goes away as he opens his eye, and he's like shaking his head. Then it's like, yeah, that's Merlin. He's doing magic shit right now. The king is King Arthur, right?
Yeah, I realized that part.
Yeah, you didn't think the guy with the weird symbols on his face and like the conical hat and the old man wizard beard wasn't Merlin?
No, I thought it was just some other fucking random guy. I thought it was just some weird some weird hilarious hijinks side character that's there. Like, ooh, what's up?
No,
here.
That's not at all the case.
Yeah. Ignore the fact that I gave it with a completely different requisite in my mind for this movie.
It was still,
alright?
It was still really good though.
But it was still good. Like I said, I may or may not have been confused to the point where I might require a rewatch once, twice.
You probably need like just one more rewatch, and then I can, or at least me pointing things out, and I was like, oh, okay.
But don't worry. But since I have such a knowledge about Sir Gawain and the Green, I only need to watch this movie once. All right, because I fully, as we establish, I'm a big expert of this mythological tale. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not come into this movie with a completely different mindset of what was gonna happen.
Sure, I'll believe that.
Yeah.
Oh
hey, I did like this movie, right? This movie was still very good based on what I was following along, right? His main has to do with how it was shot, right? There was a spooky ghost girl. He may or may not fight a ghost, right? There was a giant tree guy. He may or may not fight a giant tree guy. There was a talking fox. He may or may not fight the talking fox, right? Right? Well, I'll just say, Sir Gawain may or may not have done a lot of things, alright?
Yeah,
based on prerequisite knowledge of going into the movie. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so I see. But like, do you need an explanation on the post-credit scene or the potential?
Just some girl found the crown, all right? What do you mean?
Oh, okay. So you don't need me to explain for the Arthurian legend lore.
It's just like it's just like a fucking what is it? It's like a what's a good example? I'm trying to think of a good example that I can use as an analogy. Let's see, because as you know, I am a person of analogies, and I love analogies. All right. It's like. I can't think of a good analogy right now, but an analogy existed, alright? exists, okay?
Okay.
For me to make. Just imagine I made an analogy right there in terms of comparison.
Oh my god. Alright. Do we need to talk about anything else, actually? I'm trying to think if we need to talk about anything else. Because honestly, there's not a lot to talk about it, and it's a good movie. It's a visual feast for the eyes. There's a coming-of-age tale, supervert your expectations of what you expect from Sir Gawain as a knight. Is there anything else?
Look, me being a bit, I don't feel like I need to say, because it's clearly obvious about what needs to be said that's already been said. Since I am an expert, I don't need to explain or elaborate myself anymore on the subject matter, because I don't feel the need to, alright?
No. Okay.
Yeah, I just enjoy this movie for what was going on, based on my knowledge of understanding about what was going on, alright?
Okay, alright.
Exactly. Right?
I guess you don't need any further explanations then, yeah?
What needs to be... I totally understood everything that was going on throughout this entire movie.
Okay, so I guess we're done now.
Are we done? Are we done? I feel like we're never done. Right?
I mean,
right.
we're kind of done now, yeah?
Right? I think we'll actually be done.
Oh,
What a great start to Spooky Weentober.
Well, you know, we started with a good movie. We'll see how it goes later on.
I can't wait to see how the rest of Spooky Toberween goes, alright? Alright? Hey, join us next time where we talk more about the legend of Sir Gawain, alright?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure. We'll have an hours long. We'll have a decade long discussion about Sir Gawain.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll read up on all the books and lore and stuff. We'll have a dissertation. All right. I'll have a dissertation ready. But by the time you plot this.
Yeah. Dissertation. Yeah. TISTER.
What are you doing?
Yes, we will have a... Yes, we will definitely have a long essay on a particular subject, especially one written as a requirement for a Doctor of Philosophical degree.
Oh my god. Alright, yeah, sure. We'll do that, yeah.
Hey, even if you don't understand this movie and what was going on, this movie's visually stunning, alright? Right? Right? Maybe confusing to some, but to us, who clearly understand the legend, really great.
Yeah, exactly.
Movie's still great though. Yeah. Hey, there's a Shinji moment that happened in this movie, okay?
Oh, but you shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up right now. I know what you mean. You shut the fuck up. We're not calling that the Shinji moment, all right? I fucking refuse. I fucking refuse.
Is that how you want to end this review?
Look, man. Look. At least Gawain fought the fucking knight. Shinji still needs to get in the goddamn robot.
Look. He'll get to does he get to the robot or some shit?
Look, man.
At some point?
Well,
I don't know. There's a fourth movie.
It's on Prime, you know.
Oh, is it? Oh, fuck, I don't care enough about that fucking franchise to watch it. I'll watch it eventually.
I've seen all of it. I have to finish it at this point. I must.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Okay.
Right.
I did not realize actually it's on Prime.
Yeah, I told you it's on Prime. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
later.
okay.
Not today, but later.
Oh, okay. I mean, if I care enough about this, look, does anyone legitimately care about Neon Genesis anymore at this point?
Japan and a whole bunch of other people.
No, okay.
In the U.S. The reason why it's on Netflix and why it's on Prime of all places.
Don't people actually hate the Netflix version because they took out the song?
Oh no, yeah, that's true. I'm not saying Netflix did it well. All right. I'm not saying they didn't do it well. All right. But that's where I stand.
Hey, stay tuned for Netflix adaptation of Neon Genesis Evangelion. All right. That's how we're ending. That's how we're ending with this.
I hate it so much.
All right. Right, that's the real horror of Spooky Weentober.
What, Netflix?
Yeah.
Netflix and their adaptations?
Of Neon Genesis Evangelion?
You know what I heard is a real horror?
What?
The new Cinderella movie on Amazon.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard it's really bad.
I heard it's utmost cringe, but we'll see.
I mean, that's a lot of movie.
Yeah.
That's to be fair, a lot of movies are like that.
Can we end this?
All right.
End it now.
All right, you want to end it? Yeah, you want to go? All right. Hey, after witness, we're gonna go talk more about Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely what's gonna happen.
Keep telling them lies, Austin.
What do you mean? There's no lies. Look, if there's anything about this, we never lie. All right. It is in fact Spooky-toberween right now. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time of recording, this is Spooktober.
That's right. This is being recorded in Spooky-toberween, and it's being uploaded in Spooky-toberween. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Right. All right. Babies need to get smarter. Whatever. It's a slow thing. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Get your shots. Okay. Thanks. Bye.